This time I left my home area and we've been driving 4 hours north of Jokkmokk. I'm in an area close to Abisko, Kiruna, and we have packrafts, we have fishing gear and a lot of food and tents. We are going to spend some days and nights out here. I'm here with Alvar, my sister's son.
Har det gott?
Jo.
Har du provat?
Nej, men det är säkert skitgott. Det är nog gott med polarkaka.
And he's 14-year-old and we have one packraft each and one tent each, and now he disappeared somewhere for fishing. This time we started out with kind of bad luck, because the first thing that happened, that when we hiked through the forest with all the gear, we actually lost one bag of food, one of this with all the meat and all the good stuff. We were searching for it for a while and then finally we find it, luckily. But what also happened is here the tip of Alvar's fishing rod break, and it was a brand new from a sport shop. I think you see this cover should be here and it was attached correct, but it's a hole in it. See? So the tip have coming out there somehow. Don't buy RELY black, relay black. Don't buy that kind of gear. That was crappy. So now we know that. Alvar took off with my fishing rod, and that's a good one. So hopefully we can fish. And I have another fishing rod with me, a spare one, a fly fishing rod also. So, and my camera, so I can film for you guys. Now we've been eating hamburger and I'm just waiting for my coffee, and I'm actually a little bit tired. I'm looking forward to go to my sleeping bag. Annie is of course with us, she's already in the tent. This area that we're going to hike and paddle in is an area with several small lakes, and north of us in that direction we have a national park called Vadvetjåkko, something like that. Sitting here in the smoke. Yeah, I had to prepare my coffee. Now I just make a short walk around the camp. It's very beautiful and it's interesting to be in an area where I never have been before. Alvar already went into his tent and I'm also looking forward to go into my tent. I don't know why it's like that, but very often when I'm out like this, I'm really looking forward to sleep. Really. The lake is like a mirror and you can see there is fishes catching some food down there. Look. Jokkmokk is 200 kilometers south of this, and it already starts getting dark around Jokkmokk. This is much more brighter than home, actually. That bird is actually quite funny because in Swedish it's called häger, and you don't see them so often. And down there I saw something coming running. Annie! Annie! And that's Annie searching for me. Look, here she's coming. Hey Nanny! Hey Nanny! Hey! Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. She already been into the tent for sleeping and she recognized that I'm out here. And then she come. Lovely dog. Anyway, this bird that passed by is a häger, and the neck is something like that. They are not super common up here. They come here now and then, but it's not. I don't see them often, so it was a little bit fun. I see it twice today. No, my sleeping bag is calling. I can really hear how it's shouting, Matti, come here, go to bed. Now I bring Annie with me and we're going back home to our camp. A little bit windy again, but at least the mosquitoes fly away, so it's really nice weather today. Now we are heading out on the water again and continue into the wild. Går det bra?
Ja.
Now we're going back and get the boats. It's a little bit walking back and forward, but it's so short distance between these lakes. It's just this time it was 500 meters. In between some of the lakes it's 75-50 meters. So nice. Går det bra?
Ja.
Det ser bra ut. The wind is playing around a little bit with us and suddenly pushing the boat and us almost over the edge because the boat is so lightweight and catching a lot of wind. But until now we're fine today. No lost food, no broken gear. thinking about bringing a canoe into this area, but I'm so happy we took the packraft. These small packrafts really have advantage when it's small water and a lot of carrying. The canoe is better when you make more paddling and less carrying. Back on the water, and finally we actually had the wind in the back. We're aiming for a small creek, and we're going to camp there and fishing there. That's our plan. Nu sker till.
Du kan ta det så mycket av.
Nej.
Men jag har med massa torrfrukt.
Har du ätit av det? Nej. Inte jag heller. Jag har massa choklad och sånt som jag inte heller ätit. Hur mår dina korvar? Det är bra. It's so beautiful here. Really beautiful. It's a small creek coming here, and now I'm fly fishing. I don't know if you got it, but before Alvar's normal spinning rod was broken, and so now he's using my spinning rod and I'm fly fishing. I'm not an experienced fly fisher, but I like to do it now and then. It's not so efficient if you want to catch a lot of fish for me, because you need a lot of experience, and I'm not fishing enough. I have been fishing one summer a lot when I was young. Then I was fishing more or less every day, and then the technique comes to the body. It's also, you know, this is a sport with a lot of gear, you see. It's a lot of different flies for different situation. I just have a small set here. And you should know a lot about the insects in the river and in the lakes, so you can imitate exactly what they want today. I have a solution for that, and that is that I don't have so many flies. And right now I use a very, very classic one. This one I show you. It's called muddler minnow. It's a kind of deer hair fly with golden, with a golden body. Now when I've been fishing here, I have seen that there have been some fishes up and snapping for it. But then when the fish is up snapping, I also had to react fast enough, and we didn't catch them, and they were probably kind of smallish. But anyway, it's nice to walk around, flipping a little bit with the rod. Alvar just catch the fish. I don't know if it was good enough for keeping or if he let it back. I don't know. This plant, this called rosenrot, and you can eat the leaf of it. It's a little bit like, oh, you should eat them earlier in the season. It's a little bit like ginseng, if you know. That was kind of popular in Sweden at least some years ago. Everybody had ginseng, and this is what we have up in the north. So you can use it in the same way as ginseng. Now I also gave up the fishing. I lost the lure on the bottom, and the fish didn't want it. And one trout like this was swimming. I could see it, and my hook was just in front of it, and I'm not frustrated at all. And the mosquitoes are back. And my eye are irritated somehow. Time for bed. It's much more windy today, and it's not good for paddling packraft because the boat will just drift away in the wind. We could see this weather coming yesterday on the weather forecast, so we talked about hiking out from this place. And then we just had to cross the lake, and then we hike like few kilometers, but heavy loaded out to the road. With this wind, hopefully we could cross the lake if it's not catching up too much. Otherwise we stopped here. It's nice with the first coffee. Really nice. Just laying here and listen to the wind. When you have the stove inside the tent like this when it's windy, you have to be super careful so the wind suddenly don't push the flyer, the fabric, into the flame of the stove. But because then the coziness can end really fast. See, my eye is swollen. I don't know if it's the wind or what it is that irritates my eyes. It's kind of annoying. I'm taking this antihistamine, so it's not allergic things. So I'm still here in my sleeping bag, and I fall to sleep again after the morning coffee. I have a new sleeping bag here. I got it from Ukraine, and it's called Rockfront. This is Rockfront 600. It's like 800 gram sleeping bag, and comfort temperature -6, and I think limit was -11. It's a down bag, and this one have really good quality of the down, and I can really see it when I look at it. I compare it with the Ceto Summit that I bought for last summer, and that was really crappy. Stina's Ceto Summit is better, but mine sucks. This one is a good quality. It have a lot of nice details that the zipper is not hooking up and so on. Maybe the hood here, now I'm not. The hood is a little bit shallow maybe, but now I'm laying in a bad way also, so. But it's very nice. Good handcraft from Ukraine. I think it's also good that you can buy things like this from that is made in Europe, that is made in Ukraine is fantastic, because this, if you buy a sleeping bag from Ukraine, you actually support Ukraine, and that's a good thing. I talked with a girl who was on holiday in Sweden. She was from Ukraine, and she said also that this Rockfront is a good brand. The price, they're not super pricey. This sleeping bag is like 300 euro, something like that. And yeah, I like it. And on this tour we also stay in 2 different tents. Alvar chose it by himself. And yeah, it's also nice for him to learn how to put up the tent by himself, so he actually can handle it. And then he gets his private space, and that Hilleberg Enon is just 1.2 kilos, so it's a super good tent for one person. He managed to put it up by himself the second night. That's really good. And I stay in Hilleberg Niak because I have Annie here, so I have a little bit more space, and this is 1.7 kilo. The Niak is new for us. We have used it as solo tent during the winter because you can be 2-person in it, but it's a small 2-person tent or a roomy 1-person tent, 1.7 kilo. In Sweden we say, if you are not starting with the thing that you are planning to do, like starting to doing things, you are having the thumb up in your ass. And then we say, pull out your thumb from the ass and get some action. Maybe it's time for me to pull out the thumb of my ass and start with some action. But it's so not. So nice, yeah. The wind comes and goes, and you see right now it's kind of okay, but then it starts raining a little bit. Not much. Blue sky, little bit rain, little bit of wind, little bit of packing, and soon we had to go. Now, just a short paddle over the bay and over the river, and then time for carrying. This is lovely. The wind is helping us this time. We made it over the bay. Now we find a nice sand shore here. Ja, Annie. think my backpack is like 40k or something. Now the plan is to reach a small lake and then we have coffee. We don't make long distance before coffee. Today we want coffee early. Alvar also carry really heavy load. But now he gets payoff for the exercise he's doing in the gym. That's great.
Men jag gav ju till dig så.
I så fall är den här i. Jo, den... Fy fan vad tur du har, Alvar.
Vadå, vad är i den här?
Den där är vegetarisk.
Men alltså är den här?
Ja, men den...
Är den också vegetarisk?
Säkert.
Skål eller?
It was lovely with some coffee and now we're doing the last kilometers back to the road. We are really heavy loaded and we finished this tour some days earlier because the weather forecast is not promising. The fishing gear break down and yeah, that's how it is sometimes. We don't need to prove anything. So we are on our way back home. Heavy loaded and it's not pleasure hike to hike with all this gear. Not for me and not for Alvar. I hope you enjoyed this short video and see you in the future. Ciao. Normally I'm not happy when I see a road. Today I'm happy when I see a road. Look here. Now we can hide our backpacks and going and get our car. Yes, we did it.